Hello everyone, it's Tilly from Tilly Journals. Welcome back to my channel and to another bullet journal with me video. Couple of disclaimers before I get started. I have laryngitis and I have for over a week. My voice is really croaky. I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do about it. This is the best it's been in about a week. So yeah, I'm just doing a little flip through of June so you can see how that turned out. This was filmed very near the end of June, but I hadn't done the month review and stuff. Yeah, I still haven't, to be honest. It's the 30th, the Monday of the week that you're seeing this video when I am recording this voiceover. So yeah, I'm not very ahead at the moment, but that's okay. I decided for July I wanted a really simple way of setting up, and basically I pulled out a washi tape and then pulled some of the colours off the washi tape and pulled out some brush pens in that, because I decided I could just do simple brush lettering and then just pull in the washi, and that would do for my theme. So this is sort of a theme absolutely anybody could do. You do not have to do brush lettering as long as you can do some form of lettering, and if you can't, just print out your lettering, find a modern calligraphy script and print it out. So yeah, this cover page took me just under 3 minutes, 2 minutes and 50 seconds. This whole setup took me 2¼ hours, but there are quite a lot of pages here and quite a lot of new pages, and that always takes quite a lot longer because you're working out what you're doing. So I'm just faffing around with my washi tape here, and then I'm gonna cut it off. So yeah, that is how my cover page ended up. I am kind of happy with it in the end, but it's not my favourite thing in the world. Nice and simple though, just a bit of washi tape and a scripted July. I don't actually love this theme for a little bit of this video, and then I add some stuff to it and I come back and end up liking it. So the next spread I'm going to set up is my monthly spread, and this is a good time to talk about the fact that I've been half cyclical planning, half monthly planning, and it's kind of got a bit jumbled and stuff. So I've decided for the second half of this year I'm going to full on cyclical plan. And you might be like, Tilly, if you're cyclical planning, why are there 5 weeks in this spread? Because that's a very good question, because each cycle is 4 weeks with an extra week. So I'm using Jashii Corri's version where you do 3 4-week cycles and then 1 reset week. So yeah, that is my plan. You might be like, why are there 5 weeks in this spread? Basically because it makes my boxes a square, so I have the first week of the next cycle just so I can see what's coming up before I set up my bullet journal for that cycle. So as you can see, I've just drawn a nice big calendar in a nice square. So this is running from the 30th of June till the 3rd of August. I've put the months, the dates that are in July in blue, and then the other two are other days are in yellow. I've decided to use 10mm washi on this page, and then I'm just going to put a July July number up the side to July script up the side to finish off the spread. As I say, this is really quite a simple setup, and I went with blue and yellow for the dates. I do fill this in off camera and you will see it filled in later in the video, basically because I was so close to the end of the month, though I did it with Baylor on my lap, so it isn't my neatest handwriting ever, and that just is what it is at the moment. There is only so much I can do with a baby. At the moment she is sleeping on me. I don't know whether you can hear her breathing, but she is just heavy breathing away in her sleep, bless her. So if you do hear her, she may wake up, and B, she may make noises. I don't apologise for that. She is my baby. I'm never going to apologise for her making noise and needing me, and wanting to be sleeping on my chest, but just to make you aware. So yeah, that was my calendar page all done, and that took me about 8 minutes. So yeah, we have moved on to full cycles. One of the things I wanted to do this month, so part of what I'm doing is I am doing Jashii Corri's Change Your Life in 3 months. I have set myself quite a lot of goals for this, and I probably should have grabbed them, and I might talk through them a bit later in this video because I don't have them on me right now, so it depends whether I can get this done in one take and stuff. But I have set lots of little goals for the quarter to try and make sure that I am keeping focus, and there are lots of things I'm trying to do, some of them Baylor related, some of them not. So this spread here is to do some time tracking, and I've done the lines really quickly. I've really sped that up because you do not need to watch me draw all of these lines at 3.5 times speed, which is what 350%, which is what most of it is. This video is at. But yes, so this has the days from the 30th to the 17th, Then I am away at guide camp from the 18th to the 24th, so I've just put a black line to skip those days, and then the 25th to the 27th, so the rest of the cycle is on this spread. I don't know whether this is a spread I'm going to pull into next month, but if it is, I'll have to think about how I do it, because you can't cover the full month in a B6 like this. You probably could in an A5, but basically each 2x2 square is an hour of time, and my idea is that using that key at the side, I'm going to like mark out different things that I could be doing, or I'm doing that day. So today is one of those days, so I've already started with having my morning routine, some designing, some walking / exercise, and then now editing. So like there are different things that could go on this, but I also want to try and up my Instagram game / social media game this month. So I also am going to use it to mark out how many stories I post, if I post a physical post, like a post on my feed, and whether I post a reel. I would like to be post at least 2 reels and at least once to twice a week this month. So that is what this spread is going to be used for. It's quite often like a productivity tracker, and that is what I'm kind of using it for 2 reasons. One, to see how much I am managing to get done, and also just like to see where I'm spending my time. So A, to see where I'm spending my time, but also to realise that I am actually doing quite a lot still. I am a carer for a baby. Like, Bayla is completely dependent on me, and I would like to see, like, I know this is going to make me feel better because it's going to show me that I am doing things that aren't just looking after Bayla sometimes, and I think that is going to be really positive. Anyway, that took me 16 minutes 55 to set up. We are now on to Bayla's tracker, which took me 15 minutes 20 seconds to set up. If you're not a parent, this is probably completely irrelevant to you, but essentially this page is very, very similar. But what I've done is, because I've done a full quarter, I've done each single square is an hour, and then you've got the full 24 hours. And the 3 things I want to track what Bayla is doing with is how long she spends eating, aka breastfeeding, how long she spends sleeping, and how long she spends playing. So I've got the 3 different colours for that. But I also want to track her nappies. We are using an app to record all this data, and then I'm going to move it onto here. So I've got a physical representation, because I don't find the app does it very well, and particularly the nappies, because it combines like wet and dirty to mixed, and I'd like to know like that she's having, even if a nappy is wet and dirty, like I want to know that she's had 7 dirty nappies and 12 wet nappies, for example. That's not the numbers, but you know what I mean. So I'm going to mark that on this spread as well with a dot and a cross, and I'll probably do in the 2 columns, I'll have 1 column for wet and 1 column for dirty, so that I can like see that a bit more visually. So I'm hoping this will be a really good way of seeing how Bayla spends her time and how that changes. Like, she'll be turning 3 months on the 6th of this month, so about a quarter of the way through the month of the month cycle, she's turning 3 months, so her sleep is going to start changing and stuff. I'm not going to track when those things happen, because the app has that. I want to see like the proportion of her day she spends sleeping, the proportion of the day she spends eating, the proportion of the day she spends playing, because I think that is different to how the app shows it, and that's why I want this information. And then that big circle at the right is for a pie chart of how she splits her, like what proportion she spends eating, sleeping and playing on average. So that's kind of the idea there, and that took me 15 minutes and 20 seconds to set up. Moving on, this is my trackers spread, is what I'm going to call it. So this is where I'm tracking my mood, steps and habits, but I've also put in my currently section on this page. I have got rid of my achievements and silver linings for this month, because I don't think they were really serving me anymore. I thought it was really good to look at my achievements, and actually I have brought in achievements, but I'm going to do it a little bit differently, and we'll talk about that when I get to that spread. But I didn't want it in this spread. This spread, I wanted the currently instead down the right hand side. So what I'm doing on the left hand page is I'm putting the days of the cycle, so 30 to 27 in the middle, and then on the left I'm having a mood tracker, and on the right I'm having a steps tracker. I don't love how that bit of washi tape looks. I might change it for 15mm. I think it might look better as a 15mm, especially because all the rest of the washi on the spread is 15mm, so I probably will do that, actually, thinking about it, and I think it might look a bit nicer. So on the left we just have what will be a line graph with the happiest mood on the outer edge of the page and the saddest mood closest to the numbers. And then similarly the step tracker, we've gone from 0 to 8,000 steps. My goal is 5,000 steps, which is why there is a dotted line at 5,000. This is the spread where I was really like, I really do not like this setup. I don't feel like it's working, and I do change it. I'm going to say I do change it, definitely, and it's a lot nicer a bit later. I wrote my habits all in at the bottom, so on the right hand page we have the dates down the left hand side, and then the spaces for all my habits. I have put some crosses in the time tracking for those days I'm at guide camp, because I am not going to track my time at guide camp. It's going to be busy enough. I'm not even sure that I'm going to manage to track it normally, but yeah, I definitely won't be able to at guide camp, so I've just put a cross through there and said I'm not doing it these days, and that's fine by me. So my habits this month are brushing my teeth and washing my face both twice a day, having a chat with Bayla, so like just talking to her, looking at her, having that interaction with her, because that is like her best way of learning at the moment, is just talking to her and watching each other's faces, and I want to make sure I'm doing that both for bonding and for her learning. Doing our journals, so that is my journal and Bayla's 5-year journal, as well as my 5-year journal. Bayla's 5-year journal is like a documentation of what she's done, whereas my 5-year journal is a question a day. So there's that. Then time tracking, 5,000 steps, doing the budget, checking with our budget and like whether we've kept to it. So it's kind of like a no spend, but like not. It's like maybe I'm really mean, like unnecessary spend. Maybe that's what I mean. Then doing my pelvic floor exercises at least once a day. I've really fallen off this, but yeah. Then posting 5 stories on Instagram, going outside the house, Bayla having tummy time, and then either reading or crocheting. I think trying to do both, which is what I have been trying to do, is unrealistic, and I really didn't enjoy. Then I just have my normal currently down the right hand side, which are reading, playing, loving, eating, drinking, watching, feeling, crafting, celebrating, and in the news, and I will fill those in on the 1st of the month because that's what I have been doing. Moving on, we have my action steps page. So that tracker page took 12 minutes and 40 seconds. This action step page took 6 minutes and 40 seconds, though I don't write it in on camera. It is now written in. So whilst I'm setting up this page, this is basically the actions I need to take for my goals / the Jashii Corri Change Your Life Challenge. So the tasks I have here is going for a swim with Bayla, going on a day out with Soch and Bayla, doing my hobby brainstorm, making some notes about different ways to play with Bayla, doing my brainstorm of things I like to do with my husband, so that's our other brainstorm, a list of people in the rest of the year that I need to buy gifts for, both birthday and Christmas, seeing Sophie, seeing my sister, fixing a little keyring duck I have. That's one of those things that's just been on my task list for ages, and I just want to clear those. Brainstorming the launches for the rest of the year, sewing some bras I've bought, basically to get my cup size, like it's small, extra small to extra large bra size. To get the one that my boobs fit in, I had to get a bigger size, and the back doesn't quite fit, but it comes with bra extenders, so I'm going to sew the bra extenders at the other side so that I can make the bra tighter, basically. So I need to do that. I want to go on 2 date nights. I want to have 2 calls with my bestie Sophie, post 2 Instagram reels, brainstorm for Christmas in July, and then have a YouTube plan for Q3 and or Q4. So they're my tasks. So that's the left list with just one box to tick. On the right, we have, at the top, we have my projects. These are things that will take quite some time, so they aren't just going to be done in one go. So we have my pregnancy book, so that is trying to finish that and buying all the rest of the photos and sticking them in and getting that book finished, basically. Working on the tiling in our bathroom. Whilst I probably won't be doing the tiling myself, I will allow my husband to do it by looking after the baby on days he's off work and cooking dinner and doing the house chores on days he's off work, so that's why it's on my list. Then we have Q3 cards, which is basically writing the rest of my cards for quarter 3, and then I have October cards, which is my first start of quarter 4. Most of quarter 3 cards are written, it's just like the special birthdays that aren't and stuff, so I've still got those to write. Then we have buying July gifts and buying August gifts. My mum's birthday is in July and my husband's birthday is in August, so these are both quite big birthday months, but I'm trying to buy like 2 months of gifts a month for the rest of the year, so that for the rest of the quarter, so that the last quarter of the year I can concentrate on Christmas presents. That is the plan. Designing for my next new release set, doing listings and promotion for new releases, and deciding about the sales, sorting everything about that, including the promotion and things. Some of that might be done by my virtual assistant, but that I need to coordinate that, so it still wants to be on there. And then on to the weekly tasks. I want to go to Rhyme Time, which is a class that Bela really enjoys. I want to go to a different baby class every week, spend 30 minutes doing something fun for myself, 30 minutes doing something fun with my husband, reply to all of my messages, do a 10-minute dance video. Can be longer, but I want to do at least a 10-minute dance video. That's going to be really hard with my foot, I'm going to be honest, so I don't know how that is going to go, but yeah, 10-minute dance video. Post twice on Instagram, so that's there twice, film 2 videos, edit 2 videos, and upload the 2 videos I filmed and, well, the 2 videos I've edited. And that's it. So that is my action steps. While I've been talking about that, I have done 3 spreads basically now. They are all very, very straightforward. So it was my achievement spread, which I've just, for these pages, I've just literally written the title, done a box, and put a bit of washi tape. So achievements is that. For Christmas in July, this is actually for my Christmas in July brainstorm. And so I just wrote Christmas July in the middle and did a bubble around it. Sorry, mind map, not brainstorm. And then there is a bit of washi tape that I add later. And then the 3rd page is for memories, and I've just done the same with script at the bottom and the washi tape at the top this time. I actually switch around these 2 pages basically for a reason I'll come to later in the video, but it's not the my optimum order for the pages, but it's the order that looks the best, so I'm sticking with it. What I am setting up now is so those spreads, the achievements took 1 minute 45, Christmas in July took 1 minute, and memories took 1 minute 30. Fun. So I'm now on to what is called the want analysis. This is again from Jashii Corri. As you can see, I'm feeling very inspired by her at the moment. So this is a way of reviewing what you need in your next month's bullet journal. So this is for wins, aversions, needs, and to try. So this is to fill in earlier in the month than my month in review, to help myself set up my next month's bullet journal. The reason I wanted to do this month is because I am trying a few different new things in my bullet journal this month, so I just wanted to make sure that I'm actually evaluating how that goes, and that page took me 3 minutes 20 to set up. I am now setting up my month in a review page, and this takes 8 minutes and 10 seconds. This is the same as my month in reviews previously. We have wins, lessons next month, goals, mood, budget, and habits, and I fill this in on the last day of the month to just review my month and make sure I'm checking in with myself with what I do. So yeah, that's the page I'm working on at the moment, and this is where I kind of changed my style a little bit, in these last few spreads from the memories onwards, and then I realised I preferred these spreads, so then I go back and try and get the past ones a bit more like these. So the way I've done my achievements, as you've seen, it's just a big blank space. I don't want to feel I have to write an achievement every single day. I want to write an achievement every day, and some days I want to write multiple achievements. Like today, I have already achieved quite a lot. I've got my scripts and I'm checking lots of things off my list already today. I'm feeling really productive. I got up when my husband woke up for work and things and I want to be able to record all of those, not just one thing each day. So I've just left the space blank, and I can just put a dot between each item. And if some days I don't have something that I feel that I've achieved, again, these achievements do not need to be big. Getting out of bed, waking up at the same time as my husband is a big deal when you're breastfeeding overnight. That is a big thing. So stuff like that does count in this. It matters that you celebrate the little achievements in life, because it just will make you feel so much better and like you're doing things. And I know as a new first time mum that I don't feel like I'm doing as much as I used to do. I know I'm not doing as much as I used to, because you know what I'm doing? I'm looking after a baby. So yes, I'm not doing as much Tilly Journals work or whatever, but what I am doing is I'm taking care of a baby, and that is a huge deal. We are now to the point where in the video where I started realising that I wasn't in love with how things were. So I actually took some time away and then I came back to do this. Basically what I'm doing is I'm adding colour to the previous spreads, like around the boxes and stuff, just to pull in some more of the colour on each page, and I much prefer how this looks. I kind of dropped the black pen for outlines for the rest of the spread, and I wish I'd done that earlier, but I just much prefer how these spreads look, and it makes me much happier with the end setup. Really, all I am doing in this spread, in this setup, is drawing straight lines and putting in washi tape, plus a tiny bit of brush lettering, but you could use any lettering for this. So this really is a really simple bullet journal setup that anybody could use, and actually in the end I love how it comes together, and I think it's really well coordinated, and I think it's really stunning. So I just, yeah, if you need a quick setup month, this is something I would really recommend. Maybe don't put in all the black lines I've put in, but yeah. So that's that. Once I've finished adding in bits, we will get back to the weekly spreads, and we do just have 4 weekly spreads to set up. I remembered after I'd like penciled in all my weekly spreads that I had another idea for a weekly spread about prioritising things, but I'm going to have to pull that in next month. But I stuck with just my tried and true for this month. I'd been finding when I just had one big list of stuff to do in a week, I was just getting a bit overwhelmed by how long the list got. So I have pared that down for the month, and what I've done is I've either had these 4 boxes per page, like one for this week and one for each day of the week, or I've done an Alistair method on the other side. I like to have a space to have every day of the week so I can put in appointments. I'm under the perinatal mental health team, and I'm doing baby classes and stuff like that, and Vela's got appointments, I've got appointments with my foot. Like, we just seem to have something on most days, so having somewhere to be able to write that down and put it in is really helpful. So I need the boxes every day. Like, I just need that in my life. I need a daily box of some variety, which is why the pages that I use the Alistair method, I do still have a box for every day. So these ones here, I've left enough space at the top and bottom of each column to the top or the bottom of each column to put in a little bit of the washi tape. By the way, if you haven't realised, the reason the blue is pulled in is that the foil on this washi tape is blue rather than silver. It is a much lighter blue than the blue I used, but I wanted a thin brush pen in it, so that's what we got. I am using these stickers from Plannerface to put the days of the week on these boxes. I do PR for Plannerface, so you can use Tilly to save 10% if you want to pick up those scripts. That is the only thing I use in this setup from Plannerface, but I do love Plannerface. If you watch my other videos, you will see me use a lot more of that. So yeah, I've just done 4 boxes on each page on that last weekly spread, and that took me 8 minutes and 10 seconds to set up. This second weekly spread took me a little bit longer. It took me 10 minutes, and for this one we have the 8 boxes on the left hand page with space for 10mm washi at the top and the bottom. And what I did with these boxes is I made sure they went pink, yellow, blue, pink, yellow, blue, pink, yellow, blue, to give like a nice split of the colours, and I actually really like how that worked, and I just carried on doing that. So yeah, I've just got the simple boxes on the left, and there for each day of the week, and the list for that week of like priorities, probably, because obviously the Alistair list is you know, the whole thing. So what is the Alistair method? So basically what I'm going to draw now is a table that is going to have the days of the week, Monday to Saturday, in that smaller left hand column that I'm now splitting up with the black line. So it's got that space there, and essentially you write all of your tasks on the right hand side, and then you basically put a dot if you want to do it that day. So this is like a weekly to-do list, but you can see what you want to do that day by just looking down that week's column, and I think that will help a lot of the problems I've been having with my weekly spreads in June, sorry, because we're setting up July, Tilly. I'm so confused by what month it is, honestly. So it's a really nice way of having a weekly to-do list, and being able to brain dump your week and stuff, but also being able to be like, okay, these are the things I want to get done today. And I was missing that from my just one weekly task list this last month in some of my weeklies. On to the third weekly spread. This is another 4 boxes per page, and this one is way simpler in that I haven't like staggered them or anything. It is just literally as big as they can be, 4 boxes to a page. Nice and simple. And then to bring in the theme a bit more, because I'm trying to bring in a little bit of the washi tape on every day, I just use a strip of the washi tape at the top of the box, and I use that to anchor the day of the week sticker. So this spread only took 8 minutes and 45 seconds. About 8 to 10 minutes is about how long a weekly spread takes me to set up. I used to set them up week by week as I went along. However, with having a baby, Sunday evenings particularly, always seem to get busy. What I try and do on a Sunday evening in terms of like, I try and plan out the week a bit with my husband, is something we're trying a bit more now, partly because he is struggling a little bit with, anyway, I don't want to go into that. That's not my information to share. I should check with him before I talk about it. But anyway, we want to sit together and try and plan out our week a little bit better together. So that is something we are trying to do this month. So we started that literally this week. But that is now another new thing to do on a Sunday as well. But I like to plan out my week in my bullet journal. I like to put on the day extenders and stuff and choose my 4 boxes for my memory planner. Make sure all my stickers are pulled for the week, etc., like just basically finishing everything off, and that can take a bit of time. So I just didn't want to add another extra thing or keep another extra thing of setting up the weekly spread on a Sunday, because I've got enough on a Sunday. So I've got everything out here ready to go on when I'm setting up the monthlies, so why not just do it then? And then finally, the last spread of the month, we are doing exactly the same Alistair method. However, we are switching over. The Alistair method is on the left and the boxes are on the right, and I put the boxes in a slightly different place in that I just put the 15mm strip at the top all the way along the top of both pages. And here I make a mistake with the colour, and I do go and correct it. There is one point, I can't remember where it is, it's on the weekly spread before this, that the ruler had quite a lot of pink on it, and when I drew the yellow line it was very pink, but I didn't bother changing it. It's just part of life, isn't it? I do need to give my ruler a clean after this. I do recommend you have something to clean your ruler while you're doing things like this. I can't remember what was wrong with that line. I think it was probably wonky, but yeah, I did just Tipp-Ex it out and redo it, or maybe it was just really, I can't remember, but anyway. So as you can see, I've just got the 8 boxes again, and I will put my stickers on, and I think I've done them in like a different order. Yeah, on the other weekly spread I went down the left column and then down the right, whereas this I go right to left, bottom to top. Just change how I put my boxes, what order I put my boxes in. I do that sometimes. In fact, the other 2 spreads I changed the order of the boxes as well. But that is basically it for this spread and this video. There is one more spread. That took me 8 minutes, by the way. There is one more spread, and that is a photo spread, and that is exactly like all of the other like ones where we've just had a title and a bit of washi and a square. In fact, I've not even put the washi on this page. That's not good, is it? I need to go in and put the washi on this page. But yeah, I've just literally done photos and outlined the page. And that took 2 minutes to set up, which, as I say, pages like that are really, really quick. And that is it for this video, really. I don't actually know what the rest of this is. I'm just doing a quick flick through, checking everything is sorted and done. And as we've just discussed, I missed the washi on the last page. So there's that. And here's why I decided to change the order of those pages, so that although it's not the best order, it means that I don't have 2 blue pages, and the blue isn't really overwhelming on that spread, because that's how I decided to do things. So yeah, that is pretty much it, and now I am going to just do the final flip through, and this final flip through is in real time so that you can have a good look at all the pages. Let me know if I've inspired you at all this month, if you enjoy this like quite simple bullet journal setup. Are there any pages that you think I should not include or that you might include in your bullet journals. Let me know in the comments down below. I am excited for the month ahead and for my Changing My Life in 3 Months challenge. I'm really excited about what I've got ahead. Comment, like down below, all that kind of thing. If you've got to this point in the video, leave me a little Christmas tree emoji for prep for Christmas in July, because obviously Christmas in July will be this month. There will be a sale in my shop, so yeah, do that. Anyway, thanks for watching. Comment, like down below, all that kind of jazz, and I hope to see you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.